Hello again and welcome to the crickets. I'm not so sure they are crickets because I've heard crickets and I'm pretty sure they don't click. But unless it's crickets that have learnt new material. Anyway, enough of the David Attenborough and on with the amateur radio. As you can see, I have completed the antenna switch. The cover is on it, I put the rubber feet on it, and I've got it connected to a Rohde Schwarz antenna analyzer, this unit here. Now I suspected, because I did a calculation, that with 100 watts through the selected port I would need 150 dB of isolation between the unused ports and the active port to get something like a signal that I would be comfortable with seeing on those receivers. So with 100 watts going through it, neg 150 dB of port isolation, it would still put neg 100 dBm onto the receiver ports, and I think that's as big a signal as I'd want on there, really. The best this can do is about neg 71. I'll just move this around a bit and see if I can get it on the screen of the analyzer, because that's the interesting bit. There we go. Whoops, just a little bit too big. It's very touchy, this camera. Okay, well I hope you can see what's on the screen. Now I've set the centre frequency to 7.095. There's a marker 3 set to the same frequency, or more or less actually. The marker's set to a slightly different frequency. No, it's not, it's set to the same frequency. This one's just got an extra digit for extra accuracy, so the marker's set to 70953. That's marker 3. And you can see that that little thing, the little blue line, is bobbing up and down there as these numbers change here. And the best I've seen here is about neg 70, and the worst is about neg 66. I don't know if you can see those figures changing, but that's probably pretty typical of coaxial switches you could buy. I think it's probably towards the top end. So I'm fairly sure I looked at this recently, and the ones you can actually buy from the off the shelf, I've seen them with 50 dB port isolation, 60 dB port isolation, 70 dB port isolation. I don't think I've seen one better than 70 dB, and you can bet your bottom dollar that when they test their coaxial switch, they will be going for the best number here, the biggest negative number. They won't be telling you that it goes between 71 at best and neg 66 at worst. They'll just pick the best number and give it to you. And because we're looking for isolation, the bigger the negative number, the better it is. Right, so I'll just show you the all the ports. All the ports are more or less the same. So I won't bother showing you each individual port, but I will show you this one switched, activated. There you go. Just activated that port. When I activate that port, as you'd expect, that line's gone whoop, right out of the picture, and this figure here has changed to show our insertion loss, which is 0.22 dB. So the insertion loss and the port isolation is not bad. It's probably as good as most of the off-the-shelf coaxial switches, but certainly no good for switching 4 rigs to one radio. I'll just deactivate that port again, because that looks prettier. And I did calibrate the unit before I started the video, and take my word for it, you would not have wanted to see that. That is a process that is beyond tedium. Okay, so that is the completed antenna switch. I'm toying with the idea of, because this isolation is not great, it's probably pretty good actually, but what I might do is I might tear it to bits and just put a rotary ceramic switch in the box. Let's turn that round again. Let's pan that out a bit. I always get that the wrong way round every time. You'd think I'd know by now, wouldn't you? Right, there we go. So what I might do is just open this up, take all the relays out and just fit one rotary ceramic switch, just to see what the difference is, you know, to see whether it's actually worth going to all the trouble of putting the relays in there, or whether you can get very similar port isolation with a ceramic switch, just as an experiment really, because with a ceramic switch there's not going to be 150 dB port isolation, so I still wouldn't be able to use it as a rig switch, but just out of curiosity, just to see how different it might be, I might do that depending on how enthusiastic I'm feeling. Okay, so just a final look at the screen then. Oop. And I got it right that time, what do you know? There we are, the home Brew antenna switch with 7.095 megs running through it. I hope you found that interesting. Thank you very much for watching.